Well, it looks like the media spins continue. Hey, welcome back to another episode here on the Let's Make a Statement podcast. Folks, we are exactly 230 days out from what I consider to be one of the most monumental elections in my lifetime. With that being said, the usual suspects are starting up their media bashing campaigns against Donald Trump. Now, I'm almost sure by now that all of you have heard the mainstream media pundits vomiting the line of that they clipped in a complete bashing attempt on Donald Trump about him referring to what he said was going to be a bloodbath that was in relationship to the automotive manufacturing going on over the line. However, what they aren't telling you in the full context is the fact that the comment was made in reference to what would happen if there wasn't a different set of conditions set up in regards to where our automobiles are manufactured at. It had absolutely nothing to do in regards to the outcome of the election and the miscalculated event that he lost, the special event November. Of course, yet all the usual suspects are clipping it and spinning it in a completely different context than what it was originally intended for, and that should come as no surprise. But does any of this really shock you? I mean, we've been through this before. I mean, all you have to do is go into any of the previous contests where Donald Trump was the nominee, and I'm sure you can find countless hours of misguided content from the usual suspects such as Nancy Pelosi, Sleepy Joe, AOC, Chucky Schumer, and the list goes on. Oh, and we're going to be covering that misguided individual just a little bit more in regards to Chucky Schumer. Did any of you hear his speech, that is Chucky Schumer's, in regards to his sentiments on the current state of Israel and the fact that he felt there needed to be a new election in an effort to get Benjamin Netanyahu out of office? Of course, Chucky Schumer plays the role of, he is the highest senior ranking Jewish member in Congress, which that he may be, but he likes to play that as he is the voice of the Jews. Not at all, folks. I'm here to tell you, no plan of Jewish people nowhere close on the same line as thinking what he's spouting off. I could just go over there and talk to a few of them, hook up with some Jewish people online, and find out how they really feel about Benjamin Netanyahu and how he's handling the ongoing situation over there in Israel between Israel and Hamas. All right, let's move along here. Got a lot to cover. What's up with this Obama visiting in the UK? Now, can someone please explain to me why Obama's in the UK meeting with various heads of state? That certainly poses to raise a lot of questions as to who really is running this country in the background. However, I have always stated all along, ever since Sleepy Joe took office, that someone else was behind the scenes, because a lot of stuff that Sleepy Joe brings forth and presents is very reminiscent of the Obama era, if you follow along close with that. There's actually a video, if you do a little digging, where you will hear Obama talks about it would be really cool. Now, this is after he was president. It'd be really cool if the so-called president at the time, whoever that may be, could just have an earpiece in while he, that is Obama, was in the basement somewhere in his PJs and just telling the person in their ear what to say. Now, as much as it pains me, and having watched and listened to some of the things that come out of our current leader's mouth, there's really a large part of me that believes that quite possibly could be the case. But where it gets scarier is now, right now, we have a person running this country who on most days doesn't even seem to know his name or where he is. Personally, I think that Jill Biden should be charged with elder abuse. I mean, come on. Let's get real here for a moment. examine the special counsel report that was done by Robert Hur, where he exclaims in his findings that his reasoning for not bringing up any charges against Sleepy Joe is that a jury would merely just see a gentle old man who was losing his memory and couldn't stand the pressure of a trial event. I want that to sink in. So with that conclusion, then why can that same fingers quote old man still continue to run this country as well as be the nominee in the next special event coming up in November? I mean, let's face it, if he's having that much difficulty in remembering things, which is blatantly obvious, how in the Sam hell can he be qualified to run this country? But let's get back into this whole Obama in the UK, speaking with the heads of state, and on what topic. Now, supposedly this meeting was to talk about the Obama Foundation that was founded by the former president in 2014. But the last time that Obama visited Downing Street was 8 years ago in 2016. It is purported that the former president met with the former PM, David Cameron, at number 10 to talk about the UK being in the back of the queue, if you will, for U.S. trade deals if they provided to or continued on the whole Brexit trail. But whatever, I mean, that's already done and past. But what was all the other discussions about with the other various heads of state about? And I think this next topic kind of brings this together a little bit more, because while all this nonsensical stuff is going on in mainstream media, and they seem to have everybody hyper-focused on what is or isn't going on with President Trump and different things with AI and the whole TikTok attempting to ban it. So they're keeping everybody subverted, if you will. But let's focus on Putin's first post-election speech. Well, obviously it should come as no surprise that during Vlad's first post-election speech that he once again is leaning on threatening NATO with World War III. Of course, he exclaimed that he thinks hardly anyone is interested in this outcome, said Putin. But his statements came after French President Emmanuel Macron said that he would not rule out the deployment of French troops to Ukraine if the invasion in Russia continues. But it obviously should come as no surprise either that the U.S. In this election, Russia, claims that the election in Russia obviously was not a free nor fair race. Now, go figure. But why is that? Who was it that the U.S. wanted to become president in Russia, and did they already have a hand-picked person picked out? Gotta wonder, because, I mean, come on, anybody knows anything about our intelligence agencies and some of the things we've done in other foreign countries with toppling governments and putting our people in place that we wanted. Just let that one sink in, okay? But yet, if you go and actually look at the polling numbers, results, and the votes that Putin received in this election were far greater than in previous years. And look, you just can't always go off polling numbers, but I go out and dig up videos. So having watched many videos of various Russian people across the web, his support is actually greater than what many people give him credit for. Now, whether you like it or not, it is the reality of what's going on in Russia. And again, I can assure you that in the secret inner workings of the various three-letter agencies, I'm sure y'all can figure some of those out, that we already have boots and technical support personnel on the ground in Ukraine in an attempt to help them supposedly defeat the Russian aggression. What I want to know is, what are people thinking that this is okay to keep pushing against Russia to the point that Vlad may actually release one or more of his tactical nuclear devices to either a NATO country or even here directly in the mainland of the United States. And to further complicate this, China is now saying that it is ready to intervene if the U.S. or NATO attacks Russia. And in case you didn't know it, Russia and China basically have become no-hold-barred partners. Let that thought sink in for a moment. However, having listened to many of Vlad's threats of his use of his nuclear arsenal against NATO or the U.S., I really, truly wonder if he isn't holding off. And that's a good thing, okay? I'm not trying to push him. But I really have to wonder if he's holding off using these or any of those weapons until he sees what happens in November, in a hope that Trump is placed back in office and that he will offer a sit-down in order to try to resolve the conflict with a peace agreement, and that provisions the land up the way that would be satisfactory for both parties involved. The only reason I say that, because if I really think, and again, if you've paid attention to any of these threats issued by Vlad in regards to the use of his nuclear arsenal against us, based on if this line or that line was crossed, we've crossed the Rubicon several times in regards to his, threats, and what should have resulted in him pushing the button. Again, not trying to encourage it, just saying. And realistically, at the end of the day, could it be that bad of a deal for someone like Trump to get in there and sit down with Vlad and Zelensky and to be able to negotiate a peace deal? Come on. That would be like of epic historical monumental events probably experienced in any of our lifetimes. And it would be a blessing in disguise. Because I'm here to tell you, at the current rate things are going, even with the U.S.'s help, things are not looking up for Ukraine. And if all of a sudden we decided to quit sending any of our arsenal materials or cash over there, I'm afraid it would almost be a no-brainer that it would be an easy victory for Russia. And I don't want anybody to get lost in the thought about old Russia, using old, outdated equipment. Look, Russia hasn't even begun thinking of sending in their best equipment. Right now, Vlad is merely toying with the troops just to see the response he can drum up. And furthermore, there is now evidence that he is starting to build up his troops en masse on other NATO bordering countries. Now, this cannot be a good outcome for anyone. And I really believe, I'm solid on this, folks. I really believe. Everybody's like, well, come on, you keep saying that, Greg. You keep saying it, Greg. When's it going to happen? Nothing's happened yet. Well, you go back and examine any of our past global wars, things did not happen overnight. They built up over months and sometimes even years. But I believe we're so close to crossing that Rubicon, it's not even funny. Well, what do we have here? It's Musk. Be my buddy Elon Musk. Is Elon Musk spying on China? Because now China is all up in arms, claiming that SpaceX is now using spy satellites to surveil its country. As a report that was provided by China's media outlet Weibo, that has nearly 1.1 million followers, they exclaimed that all countries worldwide should be vigilant and protect against new and even bigger security threats created by the U.S. government, the Post said. Of course, they claim the United States high-profile intelligence reconnaissance of countries or regions it is concerned about will inevitably cause some hot issues to become sensitive or even escalate. So let me ask you this. What do you think about their so-called weather balloon that was allowed to traverse across many of our top nuclear weapons locations and ballistic missile ranges? Oh, I see. That was okay, since they claimed it was nothing more than an innocent weather balloon. Of course, listen, if I was in charge back when as soon as that thing crossed over in the United States and they knew it was a foreign or owned by a foreign entity, I don't care who it was. If they couldn't prove what it was or wasn't, it would have been shot down right then. It would have been allowed to come across all the way from Montana down into the central U.S. and across to the East Coast. Some things should have been taken out of the sky before it even reached the U.S. border. Now, if any of you really believe that was an innocent weather balloon, I want you to come visit me here in Arkansas, because right now I'll be running a special lifetime deal on some major oceanfront property development right here in Arkansas that will be of great use to you during the upcoming eclipse. But okay, let's keep trucking along here. Well, needless to say, we are forever continuing here with our looming border security threats. Now the U.S. is bracing for a huge national security threat as gang-riddled Haitian gangsters supposedly are headed to many of the coastlines here in the southern United States. And of course, it should go without saying that, needless to say, Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis has already announced a crackdown on immigration into his state, God bless him for that, which poses the easiest route into the U.S. from Haiti. But that's certainly not going to stop him from trying to go to places like Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, or Texas. So, our infamous Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, has also encouraged Kenya to mobilize 1,000 police officers to protect Haiti. Protect Haiti from what? It's already been taken over. Now we have supposedly sent special forces operations to the region in an effort to control the gang violence that is going on there. Haven't heard any more about that. And if you know, chime in, let me know. Well, let's talk about Trump's ongoing financial legal battles. Should come as no surprise by the media who is climbing all over this, thinking that they have secured the victory since Donald Trump failed to obtain a security bond for the $454 million judgment in what I personally feel is nothing more than a complete shit sham of a trial. But don't fret, folks. Do not fret. There's one thing I know for a fact, and that is Donald Trump is a fighter. He is here for true Americans and patriots. He's going to see himself through this. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised, quite possibly, if Elon Musk steps up to help out Trump until he can have the time necessary to liquidate some of his property to be able to pay him back for the amount needed to cover those insidious fines. So, moving right along here to other things that were concerning Donald Trump, this whole thing going on down in Georgia still with Fani Willis. I really think before it's all said and done, we will see the rest of that case falling to pieces once and for all. But again, time will tell. Of course, it's going to depend on a judge who just recently, and I didn't know this, but done a little digging and research, come to find out that the judge who is hearing the case also contributed to the election fund of Fani Willis. So it means he kind of sits on the left side of the bench. That being said, though, up till now, he has proceeded without that effect, but it certainly is a concern, knowing that he contributed funds to her election. Kind of might be something going, I don't know. So how do we decipher it all? I mean, because there is so much we are hit with on a daily basis across various media. And how do you figure it all out? I mean, who's right, who's wrong? And I don't think I can stress this enough, regardless of what you hear on any, and I do mean any, of the mainstream media outlets, rather than just accepting their narratives. How about this? How about you take time to do your own research? And I ain't talking about just skimming over an article. Get in there, dig, do some research. And I mean dig deep, not a couple of paragraph article. Read the full story. Find correlating videos to it and listen to them and watch them. Learning is knowledge, and knowledge is power. Because this whole thing with Trump referencing bloodbath in regards to the automotive industry that's just one example. And now here's something of a twist. Now the feds are concerned about AI and the information it disseminates because it doesn't know how to lie. You heard me correctly on that. You're talking to someone here that does web development, very familiar with the algorithms that the big search engines use, and even working with AI. You cannot make it lie. It can only pull facts from what's available. So knowing that all algorithms are consistent of information that people have searched against and the results that are delivered, AI on its own doesn't have the ability to reinvent or recreate that information, and the left is losing their minds over that fact because they can't control the outcome of the narrative. And again, half of the battle is making sure you are as informed as possible. When I say informed, I'm not referring to you just sitting and listening to any mainstream media outlets. Again, I want you all to do due diligence in the amount of research that you put into finding out the facts. Because one thing I can assure you of, and it's this: if you think the fits of crying was bad the first time President Trump won, just wait until it happens again. People are going to lose their flipping minds. And here's the thing I don't get with that. People that last time, we all seen it, remember, coming on after it was announced that President Trump won the election. All these people on the left crying in fits of outrage and acting a fool. And if anyone on the left is listening, I highly encourage you to explain to me how you think your life has improved for what we currently have in office right now in comparison to when President Trump was in office. Because there's one thing I know to be fact: I don't think anybody has gas bills for the cars going down. Certainly know the grocery bills aren't getting any cheaper. Everybody's rent has went up. Interest rates have almost doubled, if not tripled. Do you want me to go on? I am so looking forward to being able to capture some of these events on that special day in November after it's announced that Mr. Trump has re-won the office, just so I can make a compilation video of it, because I believe it would go #1 on all the tubes. What do you think? Well, okay, folks, I have other projects that are sitting on the side plate here. I need to get busy working on a few of them, but I'm glad you took the time to drop in and listen. It means a lot to me. Hey, if you wouldn't mind, make sure to drop me a like, and make sure and share this out with a friend or a family member. Helps me gain a little bit more traction here. But as always, I want to encourage each of you to keep making a statement, but more importantly, make sure to keep your head on a swivel and to always be aware of your situational awareness and surroundings. Until the next time, be blessed and peace out.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient. impatient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages, a vacant modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.